spring game tomorrow night. It's hard to believe that it's already here. Seems to always go much quicker than you expect it to, but guys are ready. We're going to do a little bit different format, but also excited about the way we're going to run it. We're going to get a lot of guys involved. We're going to do 15-minute quarters with the running clock, and it will be live tackling, and be offense versus defense. Cream will be offense, Crimson will be the defense, and we'll have Peyton will be the quarterback during the live sessions, and it'll give us a chance to get him a lot of reps there. And then also during in between the first and second quarter, at the beginning of the halftime break, and then in between the third and the fourth quarter, we're going to have 7-on-7 opportunity of move the football with Mike Penix. So give him a chance to get a lot of good reps there, and it'll be full bore, full speed with tagging off, just like we do in practice during those 7-on-7 sessions. I think that'd be a really good way for us to get him involved and get the reps we need in the pass game. And we have some guys they've been limited, do some off-season surgeries, so they've been in blue jerseys throughout spring and have never gone live. And those guys will all be participating in the 7-on-7 portion as well. And then there'll obviously be guys on the offensive defense that will do both. I think that it's a great opportunity for us to really get the work we need as a young football team. Really want to get a lot of good reps with our guys, and still feel like we need to tackle. I know some teams do this as a modified version of it, especially after the first drive or so. But the plan right now is to be able to go through that and get some good reps in, and we'll have a couple guys out on offense that we're just choosing to sit out. But bottom line is that it's going to be a lot of good reps for our guys. A lot of young guys need to get better. Scoring system that we're going to use, give you guys the opportunity to see that. Basically, the offense will be on their normal points as they drive the ball and kick field goals and score touchdowns and kick extra points. Those will be the same. Defensively, where it gets a little different, you got to give the defense a chance to be able to earn some points. We are still playing for a steak dinner, so lots of steak, literally. And trust me, the coaches get very, very competitive with this. So defense stops 2 points, and then 3 points if it happens to be a 3-and-out. Give them an extra point reward for doing that with just 3 plays on a series. If it is a 4th-down stop, we'll give them 3 as well. One thing we do to try and make a little more pressure on the kickers, if they miss the field goal, obviously the offense does not get the points, but the defense gains the 3 points. So it's just a way for us to put extra pressure on them, which I think is very positive. Once again, the whole goal of this spring game is for us to get better and improve and get more prepared for the fall. And then a takeaway is worth 5. So if you get a takeaway and it ends up being a pick 6 or a scoop and score, then they'll get 11 points. We're not going to keep the extra points. We'll go ahead and give them the extra 7 total for that. So they would get a chance to get a 12-point turnaround on that. So those would be big. If you get any of those in the game, that would be big for the defense. Get a safety, give them 5 points for that as well. So any normal touchdown there will be worth 7. So trying to make it as equitable as we can. I've used this system in the past, other places I've been, and when we go offense versus defense, and it's been very effective. So it'll be a fun night for sure, and looks like the weather's going to be great, and looking forward to it. Should be a good crowd and some great things going on.
Beyond Jack, would you be willing to share which offensive guys you're going to hold out?
Yeah, I think Coy and Simon, is a guy, and Stevie. Now Stevie's probably going to be participating in 7-on-7s, but just those 2 linemen, we're going to, we've seen what we need to see with those guys, and we got a lot of young guys we need to get a lot of good reps at. So those would be the guys to notice there.
Everybody else healthy, pretty much,
Yeah,
coming out of spring now?
There'll be, there's always a few guys, nicks here and there, but overall, we've had the typical guy. Alan Stallings hasn't been practicing, and he's been out there every day working hard, being able to get him healthy, and Gavin Everett, another one, he had labrum surgery, and so he's going to be fine long-term coming back from that. So, but Thomas Allen had a little surgery as well, so he'll be out. But the guys will all be full bore this summer and have a chance to really be well prepared. So you always have guys, you'll just see the ones that haven't been practicing, so aren't going to be going. There's not going to be anybody that hasn't been going that's going to all of a sudden just start going for the spring game.
I was just watching you on BTN, and you mentioned Madison Norris and Matthew Bedford as young guys who popped for you. Maybe elaborate on that a little bit, including some veterans or some returnees who popped for you a little bit this spring.
Yeah, mentioning Madison, he's a guy that came here and I think he weighed 189 pounds when he got here, you know, coming off winning the state championship in track and all that running from that spring. And so it's just been a slow process to get him to gain good weight. And so we've got a good plan for that for the rest of the summer. But really gives us a lot of speed off the edge and going to be involved in special teams. And you know, we had a redshirt year under his belt now and just saw him really make some good bursts to the football, whether it's, you know, containing, you know, if the quarterback starts to flush, pursuit, you know, chasing the ball down from the backside. Just plays with tremendous effort, and I just love his toughness. You know, he's long, he's 6'4", he's just got a big old frame. He's got to get some weight on him, and we will. And but we just need, you know, we brought him here really for that purpose, was to rush the passer, and that's a big thing for us. And you know, Matthew Bedford is a guy that's, you know, supposed to be in high school right now. Has really shown. I get the fact that he's very confused and you're throwing a lot of stuff at him and he's going to make mistakes. But when you really evaluate, you know, the technique and his ability to be able to bend and the things that he can do physically, you know, he's got a chance if he continues to work extremely hard. He's very focused and he's got a long ways to go for sure. But I just feel like that, you know, a guy like that, even you know, Katie's done a great job. You know, and he's Mike's a big, strong guy that still trying to figure it out as well. But you know, those two guys, when you throw them into the line of scrimmage, you know, when you're still in the spring, your senior year of high school, that's a big jump, you know, for sure. And so I just think that those guys have caught my eye, and I appreciate the way they've, you know, worked every single day, you know. And I think, you know, Noah Pierre's another guy that really has impressed me. You know, you come into the springtime. You know, it's his first spring here, you know, after redshirting, and you know, you just never know. Some guys really take to it and take off, and he's just played with a lot of confidence. He plays really fast and really anxious to see. You know, he's just one of those guys that we took in that class that we felt like was really deep in the secondary, and he's proved to be another guy that you know, continues to get better. You know, and as with like Micah McFadden, I think, you know, I haven't mentioned him for a little bit, but the growth from the fall to right now is pretty intense in a good way, you know, and just to see him, and you know, I think even James Miller, you know, I feel the same way with him, you know, and just the fact that, you know, he's now been here and just seeing him really blossom. And I think Miles Marshall, I feel the same way about him and the way that he's making plays, and he's just much more confident in and out of his breaks, just getting lined up right, you know. And it's sometimes hard because we do, you know, you're going with tempo at times, and you know, the way we signal everything, and just trying to, coaches getting on them, everything just kind of happening in a hurry. And so sometimes those guys, I tell you what, Jacoby Hewitt's another one that I thought today really shined, you know, and he's a guy that I've been on, you know, because I think he's got a lot of talent, and he would show up on certain weeks of you know, during the fall on the scout team and just, you know, be dominant, you know, and so I know he has that in him. And so just guys like that have really, you know, this is an important time for him. And I could kind of go on and on. I think Caleb, you know, Jones is really starting to come on, you know. I'm really pleased with his maturity, you know, and it's just the way he has gone about his business in this spring. And Coy's taken him under his wing and really challenged him. And Simon has done a good job. And Hunter, those three seniors have really done a great job leading all these young linemen. Because there's a lot of, I stopped the film yesterday, and every single lineman was either a freshman or redshirt freshman, you know, in the group that was on the field, you know. And so that's, you know, a group that has to get a lot of reps, and it takes time. And, you know, Aiden Rafferty's worked extremely hard, you know, but he's gained 50 pounds, you know, since he's been here. Well, he got used to playing with those 50 pounds heavier that you have now on your body. So those are kind of things that have to happen. And Nick Morose the same way, you know, he's gotten a lot bigger, and those guys are guys that we're counting on to develop, you know. And so they're not quite ready yet, but they will be, you know. So, and I just think that that's the kind of growth we're looking for, you know. And you know, I just think that when you look at, you know, even tomorrow night, I expect those guys to get a lot of reps, and that's one reason why we're playing a lot of those guys on the offensive line more, because you can't. When I went through even for today's practice, and you start going and thinking about the opportunities you have to work with your players, they're very limited in the off season, you know, and you get those 15 days, and so even tomorrow night, I want to maximize that. That's the day we get. You know, I don't want to lose that day, and you can't get those reps back. You can't do them in the summertime. We don't put pads on in the summer. And you know, you can only do so much with them as a coach on the field. So we really want to be, you know, very purposeful in the time that we have, and even those those Skelly reps tomorrow night are going to be pretty big for Mike and those guys, and the timing with our receivers and all those kind of things. So I just think that that's where, it's about your program, where you're at, what you need as a program, and we're trying to maximize tomorrow night and give our fans a great glimpse of our program, but at the same time, really make it meaningful and very, very effective for our guys.
Besides getting some reps for some of the younger offensive linemen, how else are you looking to maximize the 15th and final practice? What else are you looking for that maybe you haven't seen through the first 14?
Yeah, you're going to get, with the officials here, we've had our scrimmages, but, they run everything, so you're going to get every time in practice when the coaches are complaining about the DBs interfering or the offensive line holding or whatever they think is going on the other side of the ball. The officials get to decide that, and I think that's good. And just the way, just the flow of the offense as things happen, and things occur, and you get a real life game situation is what we want. And that's why I want it to be as much like that as possible, with the way it's going to structure. And so, even though you're not going to have, two complete, the offense will always be the cream unit, and Crimson will always be defense. We'll flip the fields as they go and just we'll still punt the ball. We're not going to have any units out there, but we'll have the long snapper and we'll have the returners and get our specialists a chance to kick and punt and do those things. We won't do any kickoffs or kickoff return, but getting those guys reps, and even the way the spring has gone, we haven't gotten a lot of outside practices, so just those guys kicking in that setting with the wind or weather, however it looks, is important. That's how we, I guess we got a game indoors this year to start the season, but usually all of our games are outside. So that's just a really, another step in terms of one of the goals you have for the spring game. And then just big thing too is that I want our fans to see our guys. They've worked extremely hard, and we'll keep the scheme on both sides of the ball pretty vanilla, but it is the base of what you do. You can't get away from that, So, but I just think that those are kind of things that when you look at how you want the night to go, and obviously come out of it healthy, but I do want us to be physical and play to the style that we're going to have in the fall, which is attacking on defense and good tempo on offense and execute and get the ball in the end zone.
You've gone through this kind of 2 or 3 times now here in Bloomington, the whole spring game process, springtime practices. How have maybe the past couple ones affected the way you went through this spring, and have you yourself as a coach maybe evolved through that process?
Yeah, well, one big difference is, me in the role of not calling the defense. Now, although I'd say last spring I didn't call it a lot during practice, there would be sometimes I would. So obviously this time I did not at all, and I think that was different. But I was very much more involved offensively, was in all the meetings on offense, and really trying to, be very, very familiar with everything. Because what it really allows me to do is, in a very positive way, get on these guys. When I know exactly what it's supposed to look like and what we're supposed to be doing and understand everything that's going on, it's difficult even in the past to be so involved defensively, and all of a sudden even if you're walking around in practice, you're not, empowered to really just, impose your personality in that session. And that's what I want to be able to do. And from an intensity perspective and toughness and just the way that I hold guys accountable and always have on the defensive side of the ball for walkthroughs and every phase of practice and being locked in and being able to do whatever we expect from them. So just feel way more in tune with that side of the ball than in the past. And so that definitely feels a lot different. And I think too, you just kind of go through and you kind of figure out, really what you want to get out of spring. You kind of learn how to, like a guy like Stevie Scott, we've seen what we need to see, and so we've kind of been able to modify things. Where in the past I probably would have been more inclined to get a guy like that maybe more reps, but you also got to keep him sharp, which we've worked hard to do that. But I just think in terms of just understanding, these older guys where they are, we've tried to, even modify some of their reps, but at the same time kind of intensify their technique work. And just where they can get better. We sat down and mapped out for those kind of guys, with those guys in that situation, what do they need to really focus on during these, that month of practice. And so I think that's really helped us this year. So I think we've got a lot of good work. I think we've improved fundamentally as a team, and really emphasized those periods. And so I think that's kind of become more the emphasis for me, and then getting guys in position to have a great May, a great June, a great July, because we're laying the groundwork for the player practices in the summer. And we're going to be more aggressive with those than we've ever been here. And I think that's going to be the next step. And you have to use this time to really show them how to do it, because once we can't be out there at all when they get the ball out, in the summertime. But those guys have to own that. And we've got to even I've spent more time with our team. We have a leadership council that I meet with every single Thursday night. We've done it all spring long. I'll meet with them again tonight. And I've just seen the fruits of the confidence of our guys taking verbal leadership on this team, and owning things. And we talk about things like that and how the drill work looks like in the summertime and how those guys need to really, take that to heart and lead it and run it. And when we have those player practices, they need to be the guys that are the coaches on the field. And I don't know if we would have had that leadership in the past that would have been able to do that, so, and just the quarterbacks and receivers getting together and throwing, and there's just things that you have to do more of, and we got to be better at. And so I just think me being more in tune with that, I think is helping us, and we just got to, maximize every minute we have here.
This isn't a football question, but what was it like being at the baseball diamond yesterday for you?
Well, I tell you, it's always fun, and it's fun to beat Purdue, so I was able to I went back and forth between softball and baseball, and took several recruiting calls and got a lot of work done. Really good. So, but I dropped the pitch, so I walked off.
So was that your first time with the catcher?
Well, actually, in a long time. I was a catcher, up till when I played baseball when I was younger. So, but yeah, that was up to my 9th grade year. So, I don't know how many years that's been, but it's been quite a few. So, but the whole warm up, I caught every one of them. So I was so stinking frustrated with myself. But anyway, but I was supposed to throw the pitch out, but I volunteered Kalen. So I said, but I'll catch it for him, but it was good. But a great atmosphere. I'm so proud of our baseball team and softball team, and it's fun. Like you said, it's great to be Purdue.
You said last year, no matter who won the spring game, you're going to eat steak with the winner. Are you still going to do that this year?
Oh, yeah. That's good. That's what comes with the position.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Coach.